Isaac. Fine. You mentioned cards, but like I say, I haven't already got the scraps to actually build anything. I mean, I could with the sparkly rocks.
Human in shop.
Get one pack
In shop.
from the event. Because there are still some of these packs. I could either get an ultimate keg, or just one of these things. Like this is an ultimate premium keg, so that's better. Even if the cards in it are useless. Let me see the deck first. Okay. So this is the deck. Would you like me to talk you through it, or? So we've got Mana, Yukon, Eredin, Geralt, Naglfar, Sir Scratchalot, Toad Prince, Osrul, the Apiarian Phantom, Parasite, the guy with the lock, Indraga Lava ×2, Thunder Spell, 2 Griffins, 2 Wild Hunt Riders, a Ghoul, Naglfar's Taskmaster, Cursed Damsel, the plant thing, 2 Drowners, and 1 Nika. I never know how to say that one. That's why I skip saying it. Can you search for Mammuna and tell what you think of her? Mammuna. So a relic with Zeal Order, so that is an order that you can play immediately, to banish a bronze unit from your graveyard and boost self by its power, which is like Consume in that regard, but then it summons a copy of it from your deck to this row. Okay, that is quite powerful. Sabbath, which I've come across before, but Sabbath is, oh yeah, if the row has a lot of points, 25 or more points, play the copy instead. Oh, so instead of it summoning it, it would play it. So are you thinking, because yeah, it's cheap enough to actually add in. The provision cost may be difficult because it would require me to get rid of a couple of cards in the middle here. I guess, so just trying to think, if I look at the bronze cards that I have, what would I be targeting? And again, so it's boosting it by its power. So the Griffin is very good for that, because 9 points of power, or 4 points and all of these things, and it's base power, right? It's power. But in the graveyard, everything is just base power. She's often used with Griffins. You need to play 1 Griffin in first and have second in deck. You play her and get 20 points. Yeah. I mean, I was assuming it was the Griffin, because then the others are just low points. And you end up, if you... So she'll have like 11 points, because she would have boosted by that amount. And plays the other Griffin. Well, no, she summons it. And summon for a Griffin is ironically better than playing it, because the summon means it won't use the deploy, right? Summon, move automatically to battlefield, not considered played. Yeah, and deploy is when played. Yeah. Yeah, she needs to summon him. Yeah. So if you play it later on and you maybe just be messing up. So yeah, definitely a good card. the question then is, in terms of provision cost, to add one card in, I'd need to get rid of probably 2 things in the middle and add something low down, because this is 12, so I'd need to add in another, like, 4 provision cost. So that's 16, so I need to get rid of 16 points, which is like Osril and the Toad Prince. And those are 2, would I remove Osril and the Toad Prince, which can give as good, because I normally play Osril with the Yikern, or at least the Griffin. And the Toad Prince is kind of useful because it consumes it's useful to consume an enemy unit. Can you make a duplicate of this deck so we don't lose it? Yeah. If I can work out where, exit without saving. Options, duplicate. So this is the copy. And we can call this, I know what we're going to call this, Year's Gith with a little, what's it? Mammuna. And that's all I can have. Now let's experiment. Yes. So, well, first of all, does it let you put it in the deck? You don't have any more copies of this card. Okay. So I would have to create I mean, maybe I'll get lucky instead of crafting it. Like, should I open up the thing with my gems, my sparkly gems, or let's first get rid of the Phantom and Ghoul. So Phantom, Ghoul, because yeah, the Ghoul will be eating the good consumption things from here. Yeah, my Mumma's basically a Ghoul but bigger. I'm not going to say it to her face though, not when she looks like that. She's literally going to eat my face. We don't need the Riders either in a Thrive deck. If you're just joining, then Mia is helping me get a Mammuna into my deck here. They could be much better in a Frost deck. Yeah, I mean, they come from the starting Frost deck. They come from whatever it's called. But it's the starting deck with Frost in it. And there's a few things in here which kind of start off as... The reason why it's kind of dominance focused is because the starting deck is dominance and Frost. But yeah, they're starting to not be as good in this deck. Even though there's good draw. Let's try without Eridan because he's the only Frost source here. Yeah. It would be nice if you could put the card in, like, as a holding space. I don't know if there is a way to do that. I could just craft it. Now we have 12 and 20 for 4 cards. Yes. So we're kind of... you can have her provision cost in mind. Yeah, the 12 is... And then the 20 is the other 4 cards. So... Well, there aren't going to be any like that. So 4 for 20. You either have 4 for 5 points, or you'll be having 2 of 6 and 2 of 4. Can you search for the Nika warrior? I can. Yes, the warrior. So I have one. Deploy. If this card would not trigger any of your Thrive units, damage self by 3 and infuse self with Thrive. Yeah, I've only got one. I mean, I could... How expensive is it? 30 points, right? I could craft the other, but I'm more likely to just get it in a pack. Oh no, I have... Sorry, I do have 2. But one is the premium. There you go. Is that what that is? Yeah, it's all sparkly, and it moves and stuff. So I've added both in. He's good. 7 points for 4 provision. Yeah. And also... Presumably, he's kind of half nerfed in the sense that if you don't have a Thrive deck, he's going to be damaged and then get Thrive. But even still, you're getting a 4-point Thrive card for the same provision as a 1-point, well, 2 1-point Thrive cards, or like a 2-point Thrive card here. Do you feel that you get much value off the Naglfar Taskmaster? I like it as a just-in-case sort of defense thing. So, for example, did I use it earlier today? Yeah, I did. They put on like 8 bleeding onto my Yighan, and I was like, well, it makes a lot of sense to not have that bleeding on my strongest unit, and getting rid of the 8 bleeding from the Purify was useful. But I'm not sure it's useful in all contexts. Like, you know, most decks you're playing against, maybe it's not useful. It's, you know, if there's something better that we would put in there. So with those 2, it means I could have 2 6-point cards, right? So, I mean, you know, so I could have this Abaya. There are better Thrive engines. Yeah, I suppose if you're going full... It depends what the deck is oriented around. If the deck is to be defensive, or if it's just to ignore what the other person's doing, put second Man Trap instead of Taskmaster. So the Man Trap is the plant thing. Man Trap. Not 6-point though. 4 points. Okay. So we'll take him out. So now we have 12 points for Mammuna and 12 points for 2 other cards. Still. Can you filter a provision card? So we've got Ardgeith. Who knows what that is? It has an Echo, and it spawns Frost. I assume we don't want something that spawns Frost. Summoning Circle. Boost all allied beast units by 1. I don't know how many beast units we've got. The Griffin's a beast. There's a couple of beasts up here. The Scratch-Lot is a beast. Nithril, which is dominance focused. The Winter Queen, which is frost focused. We don't have frost. And then Scratch-a-Lot, which I suppose having a second Scratch-a-Lot. To be honest, Ardgeath can be fine on its own. So Echo, at the beginning of the round, move this card from the graveyard to the top of the owner's deck. Give it Doomed. Spawn Frost on both enemy rows for 3 turns. So it's just Frost, which will do like 4 damage times 3. So potential of 12 damage there, which, yeah, is... It will be spread out, but that can be good. I mean, then you would... filter for 9 and 7 as well. Oh, let me do this. So we got our Naglfar to look into our gold cards. Surrender Tactic. The Whispus, which is Crones, which I don't think we have lots of Crones. Imperial Manticore with a Death Wish. The Dominance Adder Strigger. The Beast. At the end of your turn, if this is not the highest power unit on the battlefield, boost it by 2. Yeah. And we're going to have, hopefully, lots of high power units. So yeah, let's try Beast. What's the other one here? Morn Tart. Banish all units from your graveyard, then boost off by 1 for each. Thanks. Because that doesn't play well with the Mammuna. What is it called? Mammuna. Such an odd name. Okay, so what we need 2 more cards. One of them has to be a 5-point though, right? Or it could be a 4-point. So we could put... Oh no, we've already got the Thunder Spell in there. Clear Skies. Boost all units on allied row. Lock a unit and damage it by 3. I mean, we have this lock here. We just lose a lock. Each player destroys their lowest power unit. Organic. Spontaneous Evolution. Boost the allied unit by 4 and gain an additional effect based on the unit's category. You can have a second Thunderer's Control. Would you go with... Because we lost the Purify, and we already have Parasite, would you choose the Thunder, or would you go with the Lock and damage by 3? And I can scroll down. Let me just finish this row. I mean, there's Alchemy as well, which is doing both power things. A Giant. Summon a Bronze unit. Or the Succubus, which we don't really have a lot of Death Wish things. If there's another Succubus in your graveyard, you would need 2 of those. That's Death Wish. Consume an allied unit. Increase this unit's base power. Whenever you play a unit, give it 1 armor. Barricade, give it 2 armor. Oh, Witch Apprentice is always good. We can definitely have at least one of them. The Witch Apprentice. Did I look at that one? This one. Oh yeah, the one on the pig. The one that I was getting loads of last time when I was opening packs. At the end of your turn, boost itself by 2. But if you've got a full row, so that's one you play towards the end. Or maybe, you know, if you've got a few units that you've thrived. Okay, so if we do that, and we're gonna spend my hard-earned scraps crafting one of these. we can have 2 of them as additional Mammuna target. So, I mean, I've got 25 cards and no provision left. So, you were thinking another Witch Apprentice? And then... Or would you just leave it? Because we have 2 Griffins, which will be the target of... Oh, you mean if the Griffin is gone, then we could target that. Can we try one more Witch instead of Thunder? Yeah. Witch. Apprentice. So... the Mammuna will be targeting the Griffin, although, worst case, it could target this instead. Is there... I don't know. Should we try playing this deck? I think it's ready to try, but I don't know if there's something else that you were thinking of putting in here. Just so we don't lose it, I thought I'd save it. Now you have additional tactic in game, reaching Sabbath 25 power in row as early as possible. Additional tactic. Oh, for the Witch Apprentice? If other things aren't going well. But presumably, because we've added all the other stuff in, you'd want to get... Well, there's a few other things that we can be doing. If there's good Thrive stuff, you do the Thrive. If you've got the Mammuna, you try and eat one of your Griffins, but only if one of them is in the deck and the other in your graveyard. So you kind of... Yeah, there's... I guess it gives you ways to deal with things. Because yeah, the Mammuna, you have to banish it from your graveyard, and the other one has to be in your deck. And put second Damsel instead of Drowner, please. Yeah, I mean, the reason I like Drowner is because he does damage, but there's... I suppose I have 2 of them. So I can... Oh, there's a reason why. How many... It's fine, we'll just craft her. I mean, I probably would have got her. From a pack. And knowing me, I will get her from a pack. Okay. So, Yizgith with a little Mammuna. Mammuna? That word. I think we're ready. That button is getting clicked. Searching for a worthy rival. Well, let's try it. Yes, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like, and if you think you would enjoy more, then please subscribe, or even join me live on Twitch. Whilst it's cliche, all of these will help the channel. On screen is something carefully curated, or something the YouTube algorithm suggests, or maybe even both. In any case, have a great day.